We're in the preseason versus the Chicago Bears, and we'll take on the Browns, San Francisco, and the Jaguars, and we'll also get into Week 1 versus the Kansas City Chiefs in this episode. I'm also going to try to lower down the time on these episodes because they have been a little long towards the 40-minute mark. I'd like to keep it between 20 and 30, and we did lose that first preseason game. But yeah, I'm going to keep them a little bit less. Looks like Drew Lock threw an interception in his first preseason game, and Nick Mullins threw 2. They have a rookie quarterback. He had 3 touchdowns and a pick. He's from Colorado. That is Steven Montez. I don't remember him in the draft, but he did pretty good that game. Royce Freeman had a good average, 6.8, and they had a decent game running. Philip Lindsay had a few carries. Wow, they had 2 receivers almost 100. Taylor Gabriel had 135, 2 touchdowns. I don't know if we even got a touchdown on the pass game. Yes, we did. Jawan Johnson, he got our touchdown. 2 receptions, 15 yards, and a touchdown. Defensively, Will Parks, he was re-signed, and it looks like he did pretty good this game. 11 tackles. He got a lot of play time because Eric Berry's number 1, so he's going to be getting a lot of play time in this preseason. Who's going to be our kick returner this year? Who knows? But Quandre Henderson only had 1 return, and he had 29 yards, so better than our average last year if he can just do that consistently. We're also going to take a look at like speeds and stuff so we can see who we actually want there. Henderson looks like he has 89 speed and 90 accelerations. He only has 62 overall, but we'll see if he keeps it up on the kick return. He might get a spot on the roster. Second behind him is Grant. That's Janarian Grant. 89 speed, 86 acceleration. You know, who was that guy that was really fast that we picked up this year? Not this. Ratliff Williams. He is 87 speed. I guess speed doesn't all so much matter. Here is the guy. 94 speed, 91 acceleration, 67 catching. He's only 58 overall, but he's a rookie, and I'm gonna bring him to the top just to see how he does. He's way better at punt returning than he is kick returning. He's 77 overall, so he might actually be good at this, and it'll give him a roster spot and help him develop faster. But Thomas and Jawan James both have pretty similar stats. I mean, strength 92, 86 pass, 82 pass block power for Thomas, and strength for Jawan James is 84, then 83, 85, 84. So if we can somehow get rid of Jawan James, maybe add him to the trade block, see what we can get for him. Also, I'm going to have Hamilton at the 1, Sutton at the 2, and Emmanuel Sanders at the 3 and slot position. I mean, he's getting old. His speed is slowing down. I'm sure of it. Let's take a look. 88. It did go down a little bit. I think it was 89 last year, so not that much, but he's still green and everything, so he should be solid. I just want to get the other guys developed up way better, so we'll change them in the slot position as well. Upgrades for the week is Emmanuel Sanders and a center. So Emmanuel Sanders, we got to keep his overall up and happy. 83. He went up, right back up. He gets a good amount of points. He lost like 50 last year, so it's good to see him gaining some back. Sam Jones, the 54-year-old center, he's currently the backup right now. So we'll try to upgrade him up. His ratings aren't very good at all right now. All of his pass blocking is in the yellow at 63s, all 60s. Also, we turned on the training this year. It's because I want to select specific players that I could do. And Andrew Thomas is going to be a focus player. Dante Olson could be a focus player. And Robert Windsor could even be a focus player. So all the young players we can focus on, develop them up a little bit. They get extra XP per week. We get the breakdown of the whole training of that week and everyone's XP. And you can see by their development trait and how many XP they get. Because Noah Fant, if you see that, he gets a lot of XP. Plus he's a scheme fit, so he gets more. And I like seeing that, so that's why I turned on trading. Even if I'm not going to actually go into the training, but the simulation is still good. And it'll give me a better idea of how we're developing on the team. Defensively, of course, it's just like Olsen's getting 235 already, but he gets another 285 off of the focus player. Robert Windsor got 510 off being a focus player, and then Andrew Thomas got 435. He's a hidden development, so probably a good development since it is hidden, so it'll be quick or superstar or one of those, and we'll see in 500 snaps, of course. But for now, we'll go ahead and skip the Browns game, and we'll be going 0-2. We have trade offers, but first, let's check out the score. And it looks like we lost 38-24. They had 342 yards total and had time of possession by far. That is a team we did beat in the playoffs, so maybe they're looking for some revenge here. They drafted a quarterback this year, Felipe Franks. He had 131 yards and a touchdown. And of course, Baker Mayfield, the starter. Drew Lock had 2 picks this game. Not good to see that. Running, our leader was Royce Freeman, 8 attempts for 28 yards. Not impressive there, but they didn't have much running on us either. Emmanuel Sanders had 5 receptions for 70 yards. And who was second? Noah Fant had a touchdown this game. And Jake Butt had the other touchdown, and Cortland Sutton. Defensively, Jewel led the team. I'm just trying to see any standout players, and it doesn't look like anyone got a sack. And we had no interceptions. But as for tackles, I would like to see if any new players had some tackles. Levi Wallace had 5. Sue had 4. What about the rookies? Do we have any rookies in here? No, Shane Ray was in there. Where's that defensive tackle? Yeah, Robert Windsor. He had 2 tackles and 1 for a loss. He probably didn't get much play time. We got plenty of kick returns, so we can get a good average out of this. It was Henderson and Grant once again. One was averaging 24.3 per kick return and 23.5, which is not anything special. Punt return. Lipscomb had one punt return for 14 yards. That's pretty good. I feel like last year we were averaging like 7 with the running back that we had taking the snaps. Some of the last preseason pickups were made of the last free agents there, and Torrey Smith was one of those. He got paid $2.62 million. Jalen Mills also got a contract with the New York Giants. John Bostic's going to the Lions, and we have our trade deal. Let's take a look at him. Looks like he's valued around a second-round pick from LA, but that is a rival. I don't know how I feel about that, but he's just a lineman. He's 28, so his regression is starting. Don't want to bother me too much, but I would rather stay away from it. But a second-round pick is good. But these picks are also attractive here. The Bears and Cleveland both have a third-round pick with it. So with the Bears, they have 2 2021 picks and a 2022, but with the Browns, they only have 1 2021 pick. So the Bears, I'm going to take that deal. We're going to accept that deal, and now we'll have our rookie starting, Andrew Thomas. Let's plug him in. He's already plugged in. They already know. And he's 21 with 92 strength, and he's already 16th ranked left tackle. It's good to see that we have a good young left tackle here, and he has a hidden trait with 67 of his 500 snaps. To check out his talent, I'm sure it's going to be at least a star. I think that's what Noah Fant ended up with after he did that, star. So yeah. Also, I'm putting Drew Lock as one of the focus players. We got to get his overall up. He's only a 68 overall, which isn't too bad, but like we just got to get it up. We need some more attribute points for him. Got to get everything really up to par with what we're trying to get here. And how much XP does he get this week? He gets 285, and Andrew Thomas and Windsor both get 435 and 510, which is pretty good. Our upgrades from this week as well. Levi Wallace is up there. He is our hopefully future cornerback after one of these guys retires, either Chris Harris or Kareem Jackson or one of those two. He's only 25, so he has a few more years left in him, and he has good stats already. If we can just get his man up, it should be solid. And do we get man coverage? Please. Awareness, man coverage goes up 1, and play recognition goes up 1. Awareness is now... It doesn't show where... Nice, it does. 79. Quandre Henderson can get slot, and he's a 63 now. He gets catching traffic and short route up. We'll go ahead and sim this game versus the 49ers, where both teams are 0-2, and it's at the Broncos Stadium. Also, I'm going to have to check out our finances as well. Looks like we won 31-6 here. We had 234 all-purpose yards, and they still had time of possession, but regardless, we won. And Drew Lock had an interception, so he's had about 4, but Nick Mullins isn't doing much better. He's been having a few as well. Running game, we actually had some yards this game. Good average from Philip Lindsay. Vaughn Johnson had the game high in receiving with 46 yards, and Noah Fant had 37 yards. Philip Lindsay had a receiving touchdown. Were there any other receiving touchdowns? Yes, Janovich. Defensively, we had some sacks this game, and it looks like it's just all starters. Sue, Miller, Chubb, and Brandon Dunn. Eric Berry and Gossis also shared one, but this is a game where they play the starters till the third quarter, so that's expected, really. But kick return, can we see what Lipscomb does? And he gets 23 per return. We have 21 players to cut, and Brett Ripon, I don't think he's even worth keeping around on the practice squad. I would like to keep just one practice squad quarterback, and Kellen Mond is my selected guy here. He was our draft pick this year. I believe we got him late, very late round. I just don't remember which round. We'll add him to the practice squad. At running back, we're just going to keep 3 on the active roster, and Darrell Williams, I don't believe we're going to keep him around. His speed's just not very good. So we're going to release him. Tony Pugh, I like his attributes, but his main attributes, speed, acceleration, agility, but he just needs to improve everywhere else. He's only a 60 overall, and he's only 22. So we'll move him to the practice squad just to keep him developing, of course, and maybe he can take the third role next year. So Grant and Henderson at wide receiver, I'm going to move them both to the practice squad. I've decided I want to get Lipscomb on the kick returns, so we won't be needing their services. Other than that, we still have quite a few wide receivers here, and I would like to cut down a little bit. They're all young, really, and Ratliff Williams, I'll be moving him to the practice squad to keep us with 6. Currently have 6 tight ends on the team, so a few of these guys are going to be leaving the team, and one of those is Ross Dwelly. Tim Brewster is going to be going to the practice squad. We drafted him, or we picked him up this previous draft, or this previous offseason. Also, Troy, we're going to move him to the practice squad. Hopefully he doesn't get picked up. He's already a 70 overall, so it might be possible he gets picked off of our practice squad. But if he does, it's not the end of the world. And at left tackle, we're going to keep it the way it is, since we have one of those playing right tackle right now, which is Andrew Thomas. Left guard, however, we have 2s in the 50 overall range, and one of those is John Simpson, of who we got in the draft this year. We'll move him to the practice squad, and Schlotman, I don't really like his strength at all. I'm just going to cut him. He's 24. Center, we have Nika Fala, and he is 50 overall. I'm just going to cut him. And Sam Jones is 54 overall. But we do have to keep him around as well as these other guys here, because our depth isn't that strong at these positions. We would like at least a backup per one, and that's what we got right now. Zach Kerr is 30 years old, and we can save some good cap space with him. He's 68 overall only. So we're going to be cutting Zach Kerr after a few years as a Bronco. This year we picked up Devon King and Don Reese. Those both can take a trip to the practice squad to bring us to 12 out of 17 players that we needed to cut. That should be easy to find these in linebacker. We have a lot of depth here. Caldwell, he's only 21, 84 speed, 68 tackle. We'll be cutting him. We have way too much depth at middle linebacker. We'll be cutting the 2 at the bottom, not Sua Cravens. So we'll have Sua Cravens, Dante Olson, Todd Davis, and Josie Jewell. We have 2 more players to cut, and we'll be looking in the secondary for those 2. Lyndon Stevens could be cut, 91 speed, 60 man coverage. So it's between Isaac Yiadom and Damont Thomas, but I do like Yiadom more because he has 74 zone, so he could possibly slide back to free safety as a backup whenever Justin Simmons needs to take a break or gets injured. So we're going to be keeping him instead of DeMont Jones. We might even want to switch his position. Also, I'm going to make Drew Lock actually look how he usually looks in game, and that is he has the sleeve on his throwing arm and the little wristband on his left hand. So we'll keep with that. I believe that's what he has. If I'm wrong, correct me. And I don't think he has a hand warmer usually, so I'm going to take that off as well. Looks like Drew Lock is ready to have an upgrade done to him. The putting him in the training as the #1 guy is kind of working. He's pretty solid, so we're just going to keep him up at strong arm since that is the scheme fit, and he goes up to a 69 overall. Awareness goes up, throw accuracy, and throw under pressure. We'll take a look at his stats right now. He's basically all green besides awareness and break sack, and his speed is pretty solid at 83, 86 acceleration, and 80 agility. Isaac Yiadom, we also made him a free safety, and he is 67 overall, so he's going to start his transition to a safety. So we'll go ahead and give him zone, and he goes up to 68 overall. Does his zone go up? No, it does not, but his awareness and pursuit does. Kareem Jackson, he took a big hit in regression. He lost 36 regression points this previous season, pretty much everywhere, but man and zone specifically, losing 7 on both of those. So he's now in the 70s in man, which is no good, but we'll give him zone. See what that gives him. It gives him tackle and zone up 3, and he's an 82 overall now. So last week we get to go into the first week of the season versus the Chiefs, which we probably won't be able to get to this game this week because our time is running low, and I don't want to go into another 40-minute episode, and I want to watch this game. So we'll get that in the next game, of course, but we will upgrade before that. Justin Simmons, Cortland Sutton, and Royce Freeman. Simmons gets zone, and he's an 82 overall. He also has superstar development, so he'll probably have a lot of upgrades this year. Cortland Sutton gets the deep threat, and he's a 78 overall. Acceleration goes up, deep route, medium route, and awareness. Royce Freeman, our power back, we're going to go ahead and just keep feeding him with those. That's all we need him for, because Philip Lindsay is the main man here. His break tackle goes up, and a few others. In the next few years, we're going to have to update the stadium or renovate it. At 19 years old, the stadium is. It's a 26 rating. So we're going to have to rebuild probably soon, or just try to upgrade it back up. But upgrading costs quite a lot compared to just building a new stadium. 30, 20, 20, 35, 20. So still way cheaper as a new stadium's like towards $1 billion, which is unfortunate, but we'll see. Also, we're trying to get everything into good value on these, and last week I played with it a little bit, and now it's going up to good value for some of these, these two. I'm just lowering the price till it gets more reasonable and everyone wants to buy it, because sales will go up if that happens. Our ticket prices are all good value already since last year when we adjusted them, so we can just keep them at that. I might play with the club prices a little bit, bring everything up a little bit, and then work my way down to good value, because we know what the good value mark is. There is a range though, so we want to make sure it's a-okay. And that'll be all for this week, but we will be going into Kansas City in the next one, and we'll be watching that game and then sim a few weeks and get to the Raiders game as well, maybe in the upcoming few episodes. So if you are enjoying this, please subscribe and stay notified whenever we upload on this channel. Hopefully I can upload these about 3 times a week with the rebuilds, and then a few more various series or episodes or whatever it might be on the other days. So I'll see you in the next one.